we go. Excellent. We are on. Finally. Woo! I don't know what was going on with the technology, but my goodness, it was just giving us the blues over here. So we are here. We are finally live with the Bright Girls in Business show. And so I'm really excited today to have my guest, Miss Dr. Ashley Little. I don't want to diminish your name, Dr. Ashley Little. I want to dig into that a little bit too. But I'm really excited because I had the pleasure of hosting Ashley last year. Actually, oh my God, it was almost 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago. I hosted her at my Bright Girls in Business Summit that streamed live. And she was just simply phenomenal and amazing. And so I just absolutely had to have her on today. So I'm going to introduce her. I'm going to read a little bit of her bio. I promise y'all it's not going to do justice as to who she is, but she'll let you know who she is once we start talking. So Dr. Ashley Little is the CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, which encompasses her media, consulting work, writing, ghostwriting, book publishing, book coaching, project management, public relations and marketing, and empowerment speaking. So as you can see, she is a serial entrepreneur. She's an award-winning entrepreneur on TV. She's on TV, radio. She everywhere, y'all. I promise you, like every time I look up on Instagram, I'm like, there she goes. There she goes. She's doing it again. So welcome, Miss Ashley, to the show.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Chanelle, for always opening your platform up, creating room for others at the table, and wanting everybody to win. So thank you for this amazing opportunity.
Absolutely. You have that same spirit. So, like attracts like, and, we collaborate and connect and do what we can. So, you know what? Let me change this view because I want to make sure that, there we go. That's how we're supposed to be showing up. All right. Boom. I knew something was off. I'm like, hold on. Listen. The technology was giving us the flux a couple minutes ago, so we had to, get in here so we could try to remain on time. So, all right, we've heard a little bit of your bio. I didn't read it all because, like I said, it's so comprehensive and you do so much. So my first question to you is, what really inspired you, or who really inspired you to embark on this entrepreneurial journey?
Well, it goes back to, and I wrote about this in my first book, Dear Fear, which was probably about, maybe 3 years ago now when I wrote that. Maybe three and a half years ago now, when you think about it, because it is 2021. I wrote about, some different things in my life that I had never talked about, right, that I experienced, right? And, my chapter in that book was called Dear Fear, You Can't Have My Power. And I wrote about, my grandfather losing somebody very close to me to cancer, and in 2011, and how I went through a season of depression for 3 years and nobody knew. Right? Nobody knew. And that's why I say, I had the same smile on my face, working hard, getting things done, but I was not, healthy inside, right? I was going through depression. Nobody knew. And then I talked about, going through discrimination as a Black woman in corporate America, in corporate executive positions, right? And I'm still doing both. I am an executive still in entrepreneurship, but with a different company. But being the only Black woman, at the table, being confident in what I do and understanding that I do supposed to be there, understanding that I did do the work, right? And not letting anybody move me. But I'm going to tell you, in those times and in those storms and processes and those seasons, did I always feel good? No. Did I have days I wanted to quit? Yes. Did I have days that I questioned, should I have even took the position? Yes. I have days where I was doubting myself and wanting to give up. Absolutely. But I'm thankful for the mentors and coaches that I have, and just understanding that you're supposed to be here at such a time as this, right? You sit here on an assignment, right? It doesn't matter if they want you here. It doesn't matter if you are younger than the people that are under you, right? It doesn't matter. God put me here for a reason. So I talked about that. I talked about my father experiencing cancer as well a couple years later, right? So I went through that again, but I was able to handle it better because I did it with my grandfather. And so a lot of that pushed me out into entrepreneurship, especially going through discrimination, because I went through not just one season, a couple seasons, right? And those seasons, I'm going to tell you, it taught me resilience. It taught me resilience, and it taught me to want to create my own legacy, want to build my own table, want to create my own seats, and not to ever let anybody put me in a box. Because as a Black woman, they try to silence us, right? They don't want, they don't want us at that table. And so that's what pushed me out into entrepreneurship. And that's when I really went full throttle, And I'm thankful for that, because I probably wouldn't have went full throttle if I hadn't experienced some of the things that I went through.
Well, I'm so glad that you shared that, because that is honestly my story as well. And I don't feel like enough of us share that story as Black women entrepreneurs who are getting out here, who are launching our businesses. We got side hustles and different things like that we're trying. We're talented, we're educated, we're sharp. We help these people build these enterprises, and then we get just kind of kicked and cast to the side. And it's not a place where I feel that we come together and actually coalesce and really like heal from that and deal with that. Because that's traumatic, right? Yes. You're going from place to place and you're trying to prove yourself. You know that you're worthy, but they aren't accepting your gift the way that it shows up. And they're good as long as it's making them money, but when it makes them uncomfortable, then that's a whole nother, thing. And so I'm glad that you're candid and you're open enough to share that part of your journey, because there are so many women who look like us who are trapped in corporate, and whether they're fearful of leaping out, they don't necessarily maybe see themselves as entrepreneurs. I didn't really see myself as an entrepreneur early on. I knew that there was more in me, but I didn't, know how that was going to show up. And I feel like more people like us with this experience need to show up and have this conversation to let people know that, hey, it's not just you.
Thanks.
It's not even really about you. It's them and their insecurities. And, you need to go where you're celebrated and not just tolerated. So,
and I'm thankful for sharing that, because I'm gonna be honest, those some things I hadn't shared with nobody. And I mean, it was a very emotional time too. When I was writing it, I cried almost every day. And that's how I knew that I was starting the healing process, right? Because I was, getting off me. I remember my book signing, I cried the whole time, because you're right. It's very traumatic. It's very traumatic, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And so I tell anybody, and I'm thankful for the reviews I got from it. So many, like you said, Black women that said they were going through it, or they were in it right now. They was thanking me for sharing my story. I mean, that's why I said there's so much power in storytelling.
Yeah, it is. That's how we got here. If you really, think about our ancestors and things, we got here based on storytelling. We got to carry our pain and our trauma and our triumphs and everything from just sitting around and telling stories and hearing, how somebody else got their breakthrough or whatever. And so storytelling is really powerful in our community. And I think that keeping that light alive is important. Keeping, people like you help people write books and things like that. One day, I just wrote a book and published a book. One day I won't be here anymore, but somebody will be able to glean from those experiences that you wrote about, that I wrote about, that other people write about. And so
congratulations. I remember you telling me when you were getting ready to write your book. Yes.
I did.
Yes.
So, and we could talk about that, later, because I'm here to talk about you. So, so listen, when I was reading your bio, I was like, man, this girl does it all. Like, what don't you do? Is what I was thinking. And my next question to you is, how do you balance it all? How do you balance all these different sides of yourself, or different, business ventures that you have going on? You got the book publishing and coaching, you speak, you do the radio show, tell me what else you do. Because I know I'm not gonna say it all right.
Chanelle want me to go ahead and tell y'all again. I'm CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises. That's my parent company. As the media, the book coaching, speaking, consulting. Host and executive producer of the Creating Your Seat at the Table show. Chanelle has been an amazing guest on there as well. When I interview those high-level entrepreneurs, business owners, and celebrities and influencers that are really creating their seat at the table and building their tables, right? Then I'm a CEO, founder, editor-in-chief of Creating Your Seat at the Table magazine, all right? Then, of course, I'm a journalist. I write for media outlets such as Medium and some other outlets. 12-time best-selling author. I've written about 20 or more books, continuing to write more, getting ready to bring out more as we speak. And then I own two. Yeah. I own two.
I started to forget the first one out. You talk about 20. You showing me up.
And I own two successful publishing companies, Little Publisher LLC, where I help aspiring authors, new authors, and seasoned authors develop their manuscripts, become best-selling authors, market and monetize their books, and build their brands. And then I'm the CEO, founder, and visionary author of the HBCU Experience Movement, the first Black-owned publishing company to publish HBCU alumni stories throughout the world. We are partnering with HBCUs, creating those partnerships and endowments. And I'm getting ready to bring some more schools out as we speak. And then, of course, Talk Radio and TV Network. That's my network where I have Creating Your Seat at the Table under that network, the Radio and TV Network. And I have other, business owners, authors, entrepreneurs who have shows as well. So I created that to give other business owners, entrepreneurs, and authors opportunities to have a voice, right? We should have, our voice is powerful, right? So they're taking whether it's their book and turning it into a podcast, or whether it is a part of their businesses and making it a radio show. That's what we provide on the Talk Radio and TV Network.
Wow. See, I told y'all she was a powerhouse. She got it going on. So tell me, like I said, how do you balance all of that? Because I do have multiple businesses. One that I really, promote and everybody knows me by, and then I have other streams of income. And I know for me, this is just me, maybe not you, because you seem like you handle it well. Some days I'm like, what is going on? Why did I pick up all of this stuff? What am I doing? So tell us that.
So every morning, and you probably gonna be like, what? But if I do, every morning I get up at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. every morning. And that first hour I take for personal development. I'm reading a book right now called 10X by Grant Cardone. I'm sure you've heard that book. Yeah, love this book thus far. Okay. Read, do my personal development. I definitely pray, because my relationship with God gotta be there, because I couldn't do none of this without him, right? I do my prayer meditation. I take that hour to really focus on my self-care, right? And I'm be honest, at 4 a.m., nobody's really calling you either. Really, nobody's calling you. So that's a great time for me. And so I take that first hour for that. And then, of course, I work out 3 times a week. So I make time to do that, to keep my mental, physical, and spiritual health together. And so that's how I do it. Do I have days where I'm like, I'm tired? Yes. But, I keep going, I push myself, right? And I do say that, right? I think a lot of people, and I know you can agree with this, a true entrepreneur works even when they don't want to work, right? Even when they don't feel like doing it. That's when you really know you love what you're doing and you're passionate about what you're doing and you really doing that work. When you don't feel like doing it. Because I have those days too, just like you, Chanelle. But I'm like, okay, but you know what? It's my passion. I know I got to get it done. That's something I love to do. So I'm going to get it done, even though, man, it's a push. But hey, we'll get it done.
It is. I'm listening to you talk about that 4 a.m. I'm like, shoot, at 4 a.m. I'm like wiping drool from my mouth or something. But here's the thing. And I wake up early to myself. But now you got me thinking like, maybe I need to like bump myself up a little, like an hour and a half or so. But that early morning time, is priceless, because everything is still, really still around, and quiet, and you can really get your thoughts together. And like you said, nobody's calling you, nobody's emailing and bothering you. And just really getting in there and having that meditation time is so important.
And then by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you halfway through the day. I done tackled a lot of stuff.
Listen, so today, just prime example, I was up early. Like I said, it was still kind of dark around here, and I was, getting myself together, doing what I needed to do. And I had a dentist appointment at noon, and I looked up and it was like 11-ish when I was like getting dressed to go. Yeah. And I looked at all the stuff on my to-do list, because I used Todoist as my to-do list daily. And I was like, I'm already done with my day. Like, I've already done everything that I set out to do today. And now everything at the end of the day is just laying out. It's just, I can do stuff from tomorrow. And you know, continue to compound my time. And so I think that having that focus and that mental
Yes.
job, and like you said, being committed to your goal, because it's not gonna always feel good. It's gonna be days like today. I really wanted to take a nap. I did. I was like, man, I just really want to take a nap. But if I took a nap, then I would have missed a couple calls or something, you know.
Yes.
And so it's just really being able to see the end and know like this is worth it.
Yes.
And it is.
Understanding that those sacrifices are necessary, right?
Yeah.
They're necessary.
Yeah. So tell me, you know, I saw you, well, when we first met, you were not Dr. Ashley Little. You were just Ashley, Miss Ashley Little. What was that process and journey like? How did you get your doctorate?
I have it in leadership, and I have been working on it for a while anyway, right? These last couple of years. And I, you know, took my time doing it, but also making sure I'm still, you know, chasing, or not chasing, but actually building my tables and stuff at the same time. And so I finally finished it this past, you know, December. And so it's been a great journey. Definitely, it's helped open a lot more doors for me on top of that. But it was a great experience. But, you know, I was determined to finish.
Yeah.
Determined to finish. Yeah.
That's good. Because people keep asking me, like, are you going to go back to school? And I'm like, is it going to give me some more money? Because if not, I don't see the value in me giving nobody else no more money to go to school, because I have given them like all my coins to do that. So congratulations on your doctorate. Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell me, you know, what would you say thus far in business has been your biggest win? And then on the flip side, what would you say has been your biggest loss?
I would say my biggest wins, you know, a couple of them, but my biggest win, I was featured in Black Enterprise last year. That was huge for me. You know, that was huge. You know, and I know that's an outlet, like one of the top outlets. So that would be one of my biggest wins. I knew that, man, this hard work is really paying off, because Black Enterprise ain't gonna put anybody. They're not featuring anybody.
No,
you know that. You know that. So when I got that, and I didn't even see it coming last October, and I was like, wow. So it motivated me to continue to work even harder, knowing that, just remember, for everybody listening, somebody's always watching. But I didn't see that coming. I just do the work. I'm always doing the work, taking action. I'm one of those people, I don't do a lot of talking. It's all about taking action, taking massive action, and executing on everything I'm doing, and just, you know, working. And that's really what I've been doing, just working. And the opportunities have just been, you know, God is amazing with pulling the opportunities. But also, I'm making sure that I continue to open doors for other people as well, creating room for others, right? I believe in doing that, right? It's all about servant leadership and serving others. Serving others has opened doors for me that degrees can't open, that networking can't open. It has opened doors and put me in places that, man, I can't even explain it. Serving others. And I tell everybody, serve others. Serve others and get rid of the scarcity mentality, right? What God has to do is going to be for you. It's going to be for you. So you helping somebody else, it's not going to hurt you. You got to get rid of that scare. Only broke people have scarcity mentality.
That's it. I just wrote in my group maybe 2 days ago or a day or two ago, and I said, anytime I need a big breakthrough and I'm like trying to break through to the next level, I always go to what can I sow as a seed? What is my seed? Because here's the thing. If you have something that you hold it in your hand and it's not enough for the harvest that you're looking for, it has to be the seed. Yeah. So it's like, plant the seed now. Like, what do you have in your hand to give, to sow, to, you know, serve others with? And I promise you that is the key to leveling up, because it's like, and it's not that you do it like looking to level up. You do it because you know that it's principle and it's gonna come back to you. And so I love that idea of always, like you said, creating a seat at the table. Like, that's huge, because some of us have had our voices stolen from us, right? And we don't always have a seat at the table or a way to connect. And so just opening those doors, you'll always be blessed by doing
it. And like you said, that has to be genuinely from the heart, having that genuine mindset of wanting to help, right? Wanting to open doors for others. And so as far as the other side, as well, like you said, I would say lessons. I would call them lessons. Is that I had to learn this, and I probably learned it the most last year, that everybody can't go. I'm gonna tell you, I am a giver. And I'm gonna tell you, it ain't gonna change the way I give, because I'm still that person. But even the people I tried to take with me.
Listen.
Last year, I learned that everybody just can't go, Ashley. It's just like an elevator. Sometimes they're not supposed to go. Sometimes they're not even ready to go where you're trying to take them.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with the art of letting go. And that was hard for me. It was hard for me for a while, you know, but I really learned that last year. Yeah. And I told myself this year, I'm gonna learn that. I learned the lesson. Everybody just can't go.
They can't. And you know what? You are so right. This last year has been that for me too. And I think it might be just the season that we're in, because I feel like we're in a quantum leap. Like everything is happening really fast. And we're isolated as well. You know, we've been by ourselves through this whole, you know, pandemic and everything. And so when you're by yourself more than usual, you become hyper focused, because what else are you gonna do? You got to find something.
Right. And it really make you reflect.
It does. It'll make you reflect. It'll make you hyper focused. And then, like you said, you know, trying to pull people to where they're not destined to go, you'll end up putting a weight on somebody that they're not meant to bear. And I had to learn that, and I'm still learning that as I'm like, you know, sorting through business partners and different.
Ooh, child, don't even talk about that. You know what? You just hit a nerve. Because I learned that last year. I even gave people positions in my company that they didn't even earn, you know, but I gave them positions. And I was like, you know what? And I had to just move them right back on out, because I was just like, you know what? That was a bad mistake, Ashley. That's a lesson you had to learn.
Yeah.
You wanted them to go, but they didn't want to go, and it's not their vision, so they're not even going. Nope. That's a whole other conversation.
I'm telling you, I can definitely have that one. Because I'm telling you, this year has been a great year for me in business, and a lot of entrepreneurs. Like, it's just the season has just been right for it. Yeah. But like you said, it's definitely a journey that everybody is not meant to take, and they don't understand. And you have to really have that clarity and that mental fortitude to not allow them to derail what you're doing, because it's very easy for somebody that's close to you to do so if you allow them to.
You're right. And you have to remember that sometimes your friends are just supposed to be your friends, not your business partners.
That's it.
I had to learn that.
Yeah. We good when we hang out, we go to brunch or whatever.
But that's all they're meant to be. It's a friend.
That's all that's meant to be. Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned from being a boss?
Biggest lesson I've learned from being a boss, you know, biggest lesson. I guess I'm gonna go back to that scarcity mentality. And man, we can all win, right? You know, we can all win. As far as collaboration, definitely making sure when you collaborate, because I'm a big collaborator, right? I believe in that. I believe in the power of connection, networking, and collaborating. But also making sure that you're collaborating with the same like-minded people. Let me say that would be a lesson. That like-minded people, that they're bringing value to the table too, that is not one-sided. Because I've been in some collaborations that when I walked into it, I thought it was gonna be the same value or gonna be, reciprocal, right? Because that's what an effective collaboration is. And then you get in and you're like, okay, well, maybe that's okay. More one-sided than right. So I would say that would be a lesson that I have learned, right? To just make sure that you do your research on people, that they're like-minded people, and that they believe they're gonna bring value to the table as well. Because you have to be careful, and I'm not saying definitely collaborate, right? But you gotta make sure that you know that they don't have an agenda too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? That comes to with more visibility. As you're more visible, more people start to know you.
Yeah.
You get all types of requests to do all types of silly stuff. And it's like, wait a minute, does this align with my brand and where I'm going? Or does this have anything to do with, I'm serious. It's like, I mean, I get some messages sometimes and I'm like, what about this made you think?
But I know you did a post about that last year.
Like, what you did a post think that I want to do this? Like, okay, all right. So I want to lean into that too, the visibility piece. Because you are in media, I'm in media too.
You're right.
And so creating visibility for others and then also having visibility for yourself, it creates a level of vulnerability.
Right. Right.
And so how would you tell another entrepreneur? Because I always get people coming to me, they're like, I see the results that you get or whatever, but I just am not, I don't like being out front like that, or I don't, they want to play shy guy. And I used to be like that. I won't lie. I used to kind of hang in the background. But what advice would you give to an entrepreneur who's struggling with that?
I would tell that person, do not be the best known person that nobody knows about, right? Because I mean, you could be over here just killing it, but if nobody knows about you, it's not going to help you, right? And so I would tell that entrepreneur to get uncomfortable. Yeah. Get uncomfortable and get out there, right? Because even in this pandemic, you got to be even more visible, right? Because doors were shut, right? And things are turning around now. But I say this all the time, that if you were not visible during this time, when those doors open back up, you're going to be behind.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that exposure and getting out there is so, so important. Staying visible, right? It's key. It's key to your success too. Visibility is key.
It is. It is. I think so many people miss that point. Because we're used to working by merit. And or the idea, at least, even if it didn't really pay off, that you worked hard and you made a lot of money or you did well, like the idea has been so ingrained in us, like work hard and everything will work out. And so a lot of us are behind the scenes working hard, and we're, like you said, we're rocking out, we're doing a great job. We have a phenomenal product or service, but if nobody knows about you,
and it's not gonna help you.
Yeah.
So that visibility is key. So any entrepreneur that's listening now, get uncomfortable. If you were scared about it, do it. Do it afraid. Do it scared. Get out there.
That's right. And be consistent.
Consistent. I'm gonna tell you, consistency will take you places that money can't. Okay.
Listen.
Relationships will take you places that money can't. Consistency is what separates the talkers from the doers. It's consistency.
Yep. Because sometimes you get out there, and I'll speak to my own experience. Early on in my business, I would be doing stuff, and I would work really hard, and I would do something, and then I would just like burn out, like, "Ooh, okay." And then I would get comfortable, like I might have a really big win, and then I'm like, "Oh, I made it," and then I'll stop. And it's like, no, keep going. Keep being consistent.
You just as good as your last win.
Yeah, like keep going. And it's almost like, I mean, when I said that, I thought about myself in high school. I used to run track, and I was a sprinter. And so it's like you come out of the starting blocks real hard, right? Just powerful. And then by the time you come back around, it's like, oh Lord, I'm ready to pass this baton to somebody else.
Yes.
But you gotta keep that same power and that same momentum throughout the race. And so as for somebody like you, what would you say as far as like refueling yourself and keeping yourself poised to keep going? You know what I'm saying?
Just taking a moment away to just breathe too, right? Understand that it's okay. It's okay to take a moment to breathe, take a moment to focus on you, right? When you're going to get a massage, maybe you go read a book, maybe you're going to go to a happy hour. Take some time for you too, right? Because if you're not healthy inside and out, it ain't gonna help, right? I've been that person where work wasn't healthy inside and out, and that's not gonna do nothing to kill you, right? Because you're not gonna be here to build these amazing things if you're not healthy inside and out. And I learned that the hard way. That's why I can speak on it, right? And so, definitely making sure. And also, I wanted to go back to just making sure you do the work. I think a lot of people want to be Beyonce when they first start out. You gotta do the work. You gotta do the work. And understand that don't despise small beginnings. That's why consistency matters. Mm-hmm. Just keep working at it. Yeah. And it will come, right? But it's gonna come from doing the work. Because when you don't do the work, it ain't gonna last long. You will get exposed. So do the work. I can't say that a lot because so many people want the accolades, they want the accomplishment. Yes. They don't want to do the work. And then when you see people win, and understand that everybody got a process. And understand that you couldn't even have survived some of those storms they went through. It's a price for success. It's a price for greatness. It's a price. Everybody has a price, right? Everybody has a price. And it's a price to pay that you have to pay to get to those next levels. And that's why we should be happy for other people. You don't know. You don't know what they had to go just to get there. All you seeing is those accolades. That's all you seeing.
That is so true. I tell people a couple things. One, everybody, like you said, everybody wants to be Beyonce. But let me tell you something. Kelly and Michelle got money too.
That's right.
You know them too. Like, play your position and play your role. Don't feel like you have to, follow the lead of somebody else. Because like you said, you don't know what they went through. You don't know what is behind them, backing them, whatever. People always say everybody gets the same 24 hours that Beyonce gets. But I'm always like, yeah, but Beyonce got a whole team. And she ain't the one putting all this stuff together.
But Beyonce worked hard. Beyonce didn't come Beyonce overnight.
30 years.
Right. So you can't compare your chapter 1 to somebody chapter 25.
That's right.
But it's called she put work in. People want to skip the process. They want to skip the process and the work and go straight to the win.
I'm about to record this and I'm going to play it for my coaching students. And I hope that they're watching, because I'm telling you, I get this all the time. I'm like, y'all see the outcome and y'all see what, you see the dream and what can be.
Yeah.
But it's not going. I got one student, I promise you, every time I talk to this person, they ask me, so how long is it going to take me to get such and such and such? I'm like, ma'am, if you don't just sit here and do what I just told you to do, I promise you, you'll get there. You just like, stop. It's like, just do the work, because a lot of it isn't just the actual work, the manual work of the business.
That's that mindset. That mindset. Your mind ain't there. I don't care how hard you work. It's called mindset.
That's the word.
It's knocking that negativity out. Create positive, your affirmations, positive mindset. It's that mindset. Your mindset is key to being successful. That controls everything. Gonna start from there.
You got to do the work on yourself.
Personal development is so important.
Because you can show up somewhere and fumble the ball because
but can you stay?
You can have the perfect door open for you.
But can you stay at the table when you get there?
Mindset.
I tell everybody, invest in coaches and mentors who are where you want to be. Because they will save you a lot of time and money. And they will lighten that curve. But you have to invest in mentors and coaches that are where you want to be. I understand that. That's what they're there for. Right.
That's it. I love it. Man, see, I knew it.
But you got to stay humble too when you got your mentors and coaches. I understand that they're where you want to be, right? So you got to always remain a student as well.
Yeah. So that's a good segue. And this will be, I guess, kind of like my last question. How do you, because I feel like this is a thing. Once you get to a certain level or you start moving up, it's like you got the visibility, you got things, firing and everything. How do you balance standing in your power, knowing who you are, being confident in who you are, and not taking no sugar, honey, iced tea off people, and still remaining humble?
Because you have to understand that the same way God give it to you, it can be gone tomorrow, right? So it's always just staying humble. I don't care how successful you get, to always stay humble, right? And always remember that somebody helped you get there too. And I think sometimes people get to a level and they forget that, hey, when you have other people that's coming to you that's definitely are looking up to you or wanting help, they forget that, hey, you used to be that person too, or you had somebody that opened the door for you. And so I think you definitely have to remember that, to always stay humble. And definitely, I'm going to say this, my relationship with God is definitely very close. Putting him first, definitely, but definitely staying humble and just remembering that somebody holds your hand.
Yeah.
And open doors to other people. I can't get from the serving game, because that's really how I've continued to build my brand, just serving others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the thing, having that heart and that servant leadership heart. We talked about this in the episode last week, but knowing your why and staying true to that, because in the beginning, the why is not going to be the money, because you're not going to be making money in the beginning.
Right.
Like,
you got to be passionate about what you got to be passionate about. Don't do nothing you want to love to do.
Yeah. And staying true to that, and staying true to, like I said, why you started this thing, and not just turning it into something that you're pimping to make money. I think that definitely helps you keep your eye on the prize and keeps you focused. Because sometimes, and this has just been my experience, I don't know if this has been yours, but I know that I'm a lot more confident now than I've ever been about who I am, what I'm called to do, who I'm here to serve, and what I don't do. So I'll tell people in a minute, no, I don't do that. I don't, you won't get me to do that.
Right, right.
And sometimes people take that as being brazen, and it's like, no,
Just being honest.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you, I'm just being honest, and I'm standing in my power, and I'm standing in my truth. I'm not letting my voice be stolen from me anymore. Because like you said, in that corporate space, and I was talking about this to somebody else, a lot of times we have to shrink. We got to code switch. We got to do all this other stuff to fit in, and when you get out on your own, it's like, hey, I can
be me
and freely be me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be me.
Yeah.
And you know what else we gotta, and I know you definitely will agree with me on this. You gotta remember, this is for everybody listening. You're not gonna get everything off Google, and you're not gonna get everything free 99. You have to invest in yourself.
Please.
For people to pay you $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and you won't even invest $5,000, $10,000, $20,000.
That's
you gotta invest in yourself.
That's it. I tell people all the time, everything that I've asked you to invest with me into your business, this is your thing that you say you want to grow so desperately. Anytime I've asked you to invest anything, trust me, I've spent way more money than I'm asking you to invest.
Absolutely.
So it's like, I've already done the work to get the skill set to be able to take you farther faster. So you're going to have to pay for some of them bumps, bruises, education, student loan, like all this other stuff is stuff that comes with me to get you the results that you want. Like,
right. And stop picking people's brains. Stop picking their brains and pay their consultation.
Yeah, but I don't know where people get this free 99 mentality from, but it's got to stop in 2000.
It has to.
I'm not handling it. No. So Ashley, this has been great. I have enjoyed talking to you as always. I knew this would be a great conversation. Tell the people, how to reach out to you if they want to work with you. What you got going on?
Awesome. Well, you all can find me on Facebook at Dr. Ashley Little, on Instagram at _Ashley A Little. You can find me on Clubhouse at Dr. Ashley Little. Don't sleep on Clubhouse. And then LinkedIn, Dr. Ashley Little. You can go to my website at www.ashleylittlenterprises.com. If you want to email me, info@ashleyaLittle.com, info@ashleyaLittle.com, or aalittle08@gmail.com. So I have some more books getting ready to come out, more speaking opportunities. We're getting ready to finish up the first quarter, in a couple of days. So, hey, I just look forward to many more blessings and many more collaborations. And, for what the year is going to hold, 2021 is going to be a great year. So, I'm looking forward to a great year.
It's already shaping up to be great. And I'm looking forward to it. I may be bringing back my summit this year. So be on the lookout. I'm thinking about it. Last year was just too much going on. And I was like, okay. But this year I may actually bring it back, and I would love to have you back to tell people how to monetize their books and their writing.
Of course. Count me in.
So yeah.
I think you should go ahead and do it. It's needed.
Yeah, I think I might. And you're the first person, and this is the first place that I've publicly said this. So I guess now that I've said it, I kind of might have to just stand behind my word and make it happen.
Well, we know that's easy for you because you are executed. We know that.
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
So, well, it's been great having you on the show. Thank you so much for your wisdom, your gift, your talent, your time. And then look, you're gonna be on air in what, about an hour, right?
Yeah, I am. I do have a show at 9 Eastern. Yep.
Okay. All right. So look, y'all follow her on social media so you can get on and figure out how to listen to the Creating a Seat at the Table show, and connect and plug in with Ashley. She's amazing, as you can see. So
thank you again, Chanelle. Thank you. And I can't wait to see all the great things that y'all know you want to continue to do in this new year.
Thank you. All right, y'all. So look, y'all know every Monday at 6 p.m. Central, we come back. We are live on YouTube, and I will be bringing you another beautiful woman entrepreneur next week to talk about her entrepreneurial journey as well. So tune in, stick around, come back, subscribe so that you don't miss anything. And make sure you smack the bell too. That way you get the notifications of when we go live and when new videos come out. And until next week, y'all be successful.